because to really understand how in the span of just about 31 years, Nvidia went from a startup to the third most valuable public company in the world, you have to take a look at one of its biggest failures. So let's go back in history to 1998, because it was on this day, 26 years ago, that Microsoft and Japanese video game maker Sega announced that they were collaborating on a console called Dreamcast. The big selling point of the machine was going to be a high-definition graphics, which was crucial at the time as video games were shifting from two-dimensional to more realistic and complicated 3D formats. Enter Jensen Huang. Still in his 30s at the time, he had just started NVIDIA with two fellow engineers a few years prior in 1993 after recognizing the need for specialized processors to improve the look and speed of video games. Sega tapped the fledgling company to build the graphics processing unit for the Dreamcast. But those initial chips, they were a flop, big time. Huang made a huge error, a huge one, by betting on a novel technology for rendering images using quadrilaterals. Now, we're not going to get too wonky here, but the decision was wildly unpopular with game developers who had preferred to use image renderings using triangles. In layman's terms, NVIDIA effectively delivered a high-powered GPU to Sega, but the people who actually make those games had no real use for it. Now, that misstep forced Sega to make a decision to abandon NVIDIA and use GPUs from a competitor. At the time, NVIDIA was still a private company and had been burning through cash, and there were a lot of doubts about its future. Jensen Huang realized that without the Sega contract, NVIDIA might not survive. So he supposedly asked the CEO of Sega's America business to still pay him the $5 million from that contract. That executive initially refused, but later agreed to make a $5 million investment in NVIDIA. Now, unbeknownst to anyone, it was a lifeline that would lay the foundation for the company's rise to dominance. That $5 million, along with some heavy layoffs, bought Huang several extra months to redevelop those chips, and this time, he didn't disappoint. His new design appealed directly to computer makers Dell and Gateway. That was enough to help NVIDIA IPO in early 1999, and later that year to release the GeoForce 256, which in terms of speed, motion, and blending was the most advanced GPU option on the market then by a wide margin, and still is today. Eventually, NVIDIA got another shot at gaming consoles, developing the graphics hardware for Microsoft's Xbox in the year 2000. It's interesting today to see how Jensen Huang speaks with pride about those missteps, joking to Bloomberg just recently that he almost went out of business 7 times. Now, 7 might be a bit of an overstatement, but what can't be overstated is the phenomenal success of the company that Jensen Huang founded 31 years ago, a company that rode the rise of video gaming to untold riches and is now riding the wave of AI even further, right now controlling 80% of the market today for data center accelerator chips.